In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to do blemish removal, teeth whitening or whitening of the eyes, and to smoothen out skin. So to start off, we'll do some blemish removal. In order to do that, we're going to be using the healing brush tool on the left-hand side, not the spot healing, but the healing brush, so make sure that you're on the correct tool. And this is going to be used to just get rid of large blemishes. So I'm going to zoom into the face, and I'll go ahead and start with this one right here. So you go to the healing brush. What you're going to have to do is get a brush that's a little bit bigger than the actual blemish, and we have to get a good piece of skin. To do that, you're going to hold the option key and click. That's going to pick the good piece of skin, and we're just going to cover it right on top, and it's automatically going to match the pixels. So I'll just come down and get a good piece of skin right here and clean up some of these large blemishes. Just take care of the large ones. We'll come back in with the skin smoothing to get rid of the rest. So once it looks good, then we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. To whiten the teeth, you can use the dodge tool, which is here. It may show up as the burn tool, but if you click and hold, you'll get more options. The dodge tool is going to lighten any area that you select. Now his teeth aren't showing, so I can't demo this. But remember that you have these options at the top: shadows, midtones, and highlights. If you're going to whiten the teeth, most likely you're going to want to be between midtones and highlights. And again, pay attention to your exposure. I'm going to show you another way to do it with a quick mask. Down here on your tools palette, you have this little button that is a quick mask. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Then you're going to use the paintbrush. Now I'm going to zoom in and whiten the whites of his eyes. So I'll zoom in pretty close. I'll make this a little bit bigger. And using the paintbrush, much smaller brush, you're going to mask out the area of the eye that we want whiter. So I'm pretty much just going to draw right on here. You'll see that it will turn red. And I'm only going to get the whites of his eye. Alright, once you have it how you want it, you'll come back up to the move tool. Once you have it how you want it, then you'll come back to the quick mask and select it again, and you can see that that is now a selection. So you'll come up to select inverse, and now we're ready to edit that small area. So I can do Command L to get my levels, and you'll see that as I slide this, the whites of the eyes are getting brighter. You want it to look very natural, so don't go too white. And I'll go ahead and hit OK. Command D will get rid of those dancing ants. I'm going to double click the hand over here to get me back to full screen. And if you look at his eyes, we went from here to here. So his eyes are quite a bit brighter. The next thing that we need to do is to smoothen out the skin. So in order to do that, we're going to make a duplicate copy. So I'm going to drag this down here, create the duplicate. We're going to come up to select. We're going to come up to filter, blur, and surface blur. This will pop up a little window that you can zoom in and out of. I'm going to just put it to my face since that's what I'm concerned about. And you can see that when I check preview, it'll show me what the end result will look like. So you're going to play with this to get the softness that you want in the face. Raising the threshold will blur the whole thing. Don't worry about the background. We're just looking at what is going to give us the smoothness to the face that we're looking for. Something about that will work for me. So I'll go ahead and hit OK. Now what we need to do is add a layer mask. So on your background copy, I'm going to click this little button to add a layer mask. Now remember, our foreground and background need to be set to black and white. Whatever is black will be blacked out. Whatever is white will show through. So using the paintbrush, I'm going to get a bigger brush to go faster. I'm going to black out the areas that I still want to be sharp, like his jacket. So as I come in here, you can see that the detail of his jacket is getting put back in. Now for my background, it's blurry anyways, so it's not really going to make much of a difference if I go up through here. So I'm just going to focus on the jacket, and then I'm going to actually come back into the hair as well so that I get the nice detail in the hair and onto the side of his face. I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush, and I'm going to zoom into his face because I want to do the same thing to his eyes to get his eyes nice and sharp as well. So I'll get a smaller brush. I'm just going to come into the eyes to get the sharpness around his eyes. I'm also going to do his eyebrows so it looks a little bit more realistic, and also the edge of his nose right there. Do this eye as well, and this eyebrow, and I'm going to go down and do the lips. As long as you stay right on the edge, you won't be able to tell that the skin is different. And I'll zoom out. See, I know I want to do this little part of the hair as well. Let's make it nice and sharp in the edge of the ear. All right, if you want to see what your mask looks like, if you come over here and you click Option and click on the mask, that's what my whole mask looks like. Now, if I want to make sure that my background is totally blacked out, I can then come in here with a big brush and just get rid of all of this. Go up around the edge here. To get back to your regular, just click Option and click on the mask again. Now you can see, if you look at his face, I went from this to this. It is much smoother, much softer. Now for him, this right here looks a little too baby soft for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the fill and I'm going to lower the opacity. And as I lower it, the layer beneath is going to start to show through. And I just want to reveal some of that original texture so it doesn't quite look so baby soft. So now you can see we went from this to this.